Professor Verma was the kind of academic whose name opened doors. His lectures were packed. His opinion was final. Students feared and admired him in equal measure. He had no time for basic questions. He had answered them all decades ago. After every lecture, a student named Rohan would wait. He always had one more question, and every time Professor Verma would glance at his watch and say, "That's basic, Rohan. Read chapter 4. Rohan would nod and walk away, until one day he stopped waiting. 10 years later, Professor Verma opened the university newsletter. The headline read, "Alumnus wins Global Innovation Award." Below it was a photograph. Rohan, the boy who asked basic questions, now a pioneer in his field. Verma felt something he had not felt in years, a small, uncomfortable tremor he could not name. Verma attended the award ceremony. He sat in the third row, expecting, perhaps hoping, that Rohan would mention him. Instead, Rohan walked to the podium, smiled at the audience, and said, "I want to thank Professor Joshi. He was the one teacher who answered every question, no matter how basic. He never made me feel small." The name was not his. In that moment, Professor Verma understood. He had not been too busy. He had been too proud. The questions he dismissed as basic were not a student's weakness. They were a student's hand reaching out. And Verma had let it hang in the air, unanswered, for 10 years. Verma returned to his empty lecture hall that night. He did something he had never done before. He wrote letters to his former students. Not lectures, not corrections, just questions. How are you? What are you working on? Is there anything I can help with? It was the first time in 40 years he had asked instead of answered. The professor, who once had no time for small questions, now began every class with one. What do you want to know? Because the greatest minds are not the ones with all the answers. They are the ones who never stopped asking questions, and who never made anyone feel small for asking theirs.